Good morning, world.
Good morning. Well, unless you've been hiding under a rock, you've probably heard the name Kyle Rittenhouse. It's been in the news a lot lately. A poor man from Kenosha, Wisconsin, who was under trial for defending himself. What do you think? We're going to talk about that and more today. I'm Cedric.
And I'm Brian, and this is Cedric and Brian.
All right, you guys, welcome back. Before we get into our main topic today of Kyle Rittenhouse, fresh off the presses, a lot of you have been asking for this. We heard you, and we are going to respond. Take a look behind me at the screen. That's right, you too can own your very own vintage, one-of-a-kind, limited edition, cryptocurrency-like Cedric and Brian coffee mug. And we got some special promos going on with that, right?
Well, you got to go on Zazzle, so the link below this video and all of our videos, you'll see the Zazzle link. The mug is now in there, the one that everybody wanted with our face on it, just like that. Check out different promotions. You just missed the half off. We had a bunch of people buy those, but they're doing all these promotions. I think there's 30% off now, and I know they do some free shipping because the shipping costs more than sometimes the product does.
Yeah.
So
yeah, exactly.
We're not Prime.
Right. Those great mugs. Make sure you get a mug. They're cheap, great Christmas gifts. So don't be selfish and get one just for yourself. Get one for everyone in your family because they all need a Cedric and Brian coffee mug.
And we're working on the hats next. I'm working with my hat guy to put the face right on the front of the hat.
Okay, gotcha.
All right.
All right, let's get into it. Well, you guys, we got Thanksgiving season coming up. After that, it's going to be Christmas season. And I got a strong feeling that next summer, it's going to be riot season again. I just have an eerie feeling. Hope I'm wrong. Could be. Kyle Rittenhouse, the young 18-year-old man who's in Kenosha, Wisconsin.
Was he prepared?
I see what you're doing there. I think he was prepared, but those around him were not prepared. And if you're going to be like Kyle, be prepared.
Folks, are you getting that uneasy feeling about the future? You can't put your finger on it, but you know something big is going to happen soon. And it's not going to be good. Millions of Americans feel that way right now, and they're quietly stockpiling emergency food while they can.
Do you have enough emergency food to get you through a sudden crisis? If not, check out My Patriot Supply. They're the nation's #1 preparedness company, and they've served millions of American families. Right now, you can save 25% off their popular 4-week emergency food kit. You'll enjoy a hearty breakfast, lunch, dinner, drinks, and snacks, totaling over 2,000 calories a day, while everyone else is standing in those food lines. Plus, the food stays fresh for up to 25 years in proper storage, so it will be there when you need it. And by the way things are going, we're probably going to need it much sooner than we think. But don't wait. Go to www.preparewithcedricandbrian.com and claim your 4-week emergency food kit now. Don't forget, you'll save 25% if you act right now.
That's www.preparewithcedricandbrian.com.
That was a nice little segue there. Good job. Well done. Stay prepared, because the whole world may be like Kenosha in a second. We're gonna show you a few clips. We're gonna talk about the trial a little bit, give you some updates on it. Let me just start by saying that I believe that this young man is innocent. I do want to say, should he have been there? Absolutely not. I don't think he should have been there because it's just asking for trouble. But in the spirit of the law and the letter of the law, he was there. He defended himself. And I think that's the bottom line. But there's a lot of people out there who don't believe that. They believe that it's a racial thing, because what isn't nowadays? Everything is racial.
I mean, after all, he did shoot 3 white men, so that's pretty racial. A white guy shooting white guys.
Could you imagine if they... Well, here's the thing, and I'll get into that later about those 3 white men. Mm-hmm. But the first clip that Brian and I are going to show you is we're going to be talking about how it's creating that divisiveness already. It's already creating a so-called race war. So watch this clip.
You're creating a race war. You are creating a race war. No, you are. No, we're reminding them of the things that's happening to us.
So y'all can't give me space. I was out here the first night when the riots were going on, and people wanted to attack me because my sign said back the food. So I can only imagine what situation situation Kyle was in, and he acted in an appropriate manner and defended himself. He didn't come out here in the intent to try and kill people. He came out here in the intent to try and protect the community. I'm hoping he will be found not guilty. I pray that no matter what the verdict is, that there is peace in the city and everybody heals from it and moves on. It's been a tumultuous past year, and I just hope that with everything that comes out of today, we heal from it.
Okay. Now, for those of you who don't know, I guess Kyle originally lives in Indiana with his mother, but I believe his father lives in Kenosha, Wisconsin, because there was some confusion, like, okay, why did he bring an AR-15 across state lines from Indiana into Wisconsin? He didn't. He didn't?
No. He got the gun once he was in Wisconsin. And he only lives, like, even though he's not in Wisconsin, he's right across the border, I guess. He's only like 15, 20 minutes away.
That's awesome. Better yet.
Yeah, so from what I understood, he didn't bring, because there's no gun, there's no charge against him for bringing a gun across state lines, because what they said is he just got the gun while he was in Wisconsin.
Awesome.
So
better yet.
That's why that's not even there.
Better yet. The second clip we're going to show you is like, I was teasing Brian.
Right, before we go off the clip, did you notice the black guy was wearing all red? Does that mean he's a Trump supporter?
He's a Crip or blood. Maybe it'll be a blood.
Did you see that? What he was wearing?
I didn't notice that.
He's wearing red.
He's wearing red. He's got to be a Trump supporter.
I just, if we're gonna go by colors, because anytime somebody wears red, or if you wear one of our hats, people assume. In fact, I don't know if you remember last summer, somebody was wearing a red hat, and they assumed it was a Trump hat, and he got like punched in the face, and it wasn't. It was just like a clothing line or something. But that's how people are. So that's why I'm making the assumption.
The colors used to be a gang affiliated. Now it's a political party affiliated.
Man. So that guy's definitely a Republican. He's wearing red.
Incredible. All right, and it's called the racial divide again, and I think this is the left's. It's part of the left's playbook. Cause racial division, keep strife going, and it takes your mind off the real problems that are going on in this world. The second clip we're going to show you is showing how Whoopi Goldberg, one of America's great Negroes, along with Satchel Paige, I can say it. she's one of the great, and that's sad because that makes me an average Negro. I want to be a great Negro. Saying Negro bothering you?
No, I'm just wondering if YouTube is gonna flag us.
If our president can say Negro, I can say Negro. Okay. And then I want to be a great Negro one day. So anyway, Whoopi Goldberg, one of the greatest Negroes that we have, she made a comment that the three white men who Kyle shot and defended, he's like, you have to be black alliant. As long as you're black alliant, then you're accepted as a white person.
Am I black alliant because I'm sitting next to you?
I think you're just morals and ethics alliant. And if it's black, it's white, fine. But I think you just kind of line up with whoever follows your principles and morals and ethics, which is the way it should be. Mm-hmm. But now we have so many white people. Well, let's take a look at this clip here, and you can see what I'm talking about.
This is a case where two unarmed men who are bravely going out in the street to protest.
I have to point out, look at his shirt. America was never great. This is the typical guy who would be out there protesting.
Why in the hell are you here? If America was never great. Along with Whoopi and other stars who said they were going to leave once Trump got voted into office, they're still here. If America's not great, go someplace else.
I know. I thought I'd just point that.
Jacob Blake getting shot 7 times in his back in front of his children. If Kyle walks, if Rittenhouse walks, it will give a green light to white supremacist fascist terror.
So what about all the people during the riots that got bailed out by our vice president and others?
You're not supposed to bring that up. That's different.
It will be empowering people like Kyle Rittenhouse and the militia that were here. And this is not a one-off thing. Look around the country where school board people are being threatened. We know where you live. Where public health people, nurses are being threatened. People that wear masks. You've got this whole wave of white supremacist, fascist violence that has been unleashed from the top, beginning with Donald Trump.
It's always Trump's fault.
It's got to be Trump's fault.
Always Trump's fault.
This is Trump's fault.
I like how he had 2 different colored gloves, too, because he's really into that diversity, even of gloves.
Yes. And I think Whoopi said on her show this morning, The View, or yesterday morning, she said that if Kyle Rittenhouse is not found guilty, and then it's basically given the green light to saying that now you can murder white people, which is really weird because now she's come to the defense of white people. But if those white people aren't alliant with black people, then the hell with them.
I know.
This is sad. This is a damn shame.
Damn shame.
Oh, my goodness. We're going to get into the case a little bit. I got to look at a few notes here. His prosecutor is Thomas Binger. If you haven't guys seen this guy in action, he is just comedy in action. I mean, he says some things.
I think he came from the Walmart School of Law, didn't he?
Right? Take off all these cereal box tops and mail them in, and you too can get your law certificate. He basically made some comment that he was getting on Kyle for having what's called post-arrest silence. He's saying, well, this is the first time you've spoken since what happened in Kenosha. That's the way it's supposed to be in America. You're not supposed to speak about the case until it's time. I guess the judge just reamed him for that.
He did. I mean, since I am the resident Cedric and Brian that's actually been arrested, that's one of the first things they read you is you have the right to remain silent.
Yeah. Well, why would you speak out on it? And I don't know if it was Kyle's choice or not to take the stand. I think it was his choice.
Probably, because usually they say in those cases not to, but then other lawyers said, well, in murder cases, you do everything you can. But I was listening to a lot of the transcripts, and it looked like the prosecution didn't make its case, so I don't know if he needed to take the stand, but, for whatever reason, his lawyers told him to take the stand.
Right. We're going to take a look at clip 3 here and look at some of the stuff that Thomas Binger has said that's just complete and utter nonsense.
Before we get to that, though, I'm sure you've seen the clip where Kyle broke down and started crying. So then you had Cedric's favorite basketball player from the Lakers making fun of him. And then I thought it was great because then there was a clip of him like spraining his ankle and crying. So
yeah, he got cramps.
Oh, cramps. That's right. Yeah. It was just cramps. And so this
leg cramps, menstrual cramps. I don't know which one he gets.
Probably.
But probably menstrual cramps.
Yeah. So, I mean, for him to, whenever he opens his mouth, he just puts his foot in it. Yeah. I just don't get it.
He needs to work about putting the basket in the free throws. This next clip coming up is Thomas Binger talking about Joseph Rosenbaum and what a great, awesome, incredible guy he is, and all the things that he did in Kenosha are just normal things that you and I would do.
He just happens to stumble into it. So what does he do that night? Oh, let me tell you all the awful things Joseph Rosenbaum did. He tipped over a porta potty that had no one in it. He swung a chain. He lit a metal garbage dumpster on fire. Oh, and there's this empty wooden flatbed trailer that they pulled out in the middle of the road, and they tipped it over to stop some bearcats, and they lit it on fire.
Is he talking to children? He's talking like a kindergarten teacher to children. I'm sorry. He's getting to the good stuff right now.
My favorite Christmas movie, Elf, and then the twirly swirly gumdrops.
My God, he went to the school of Al Gore. Just talk to everybody, all adults, like they're children.
Oh, and he said some bad words. He said the N-word.
Okay.
It's
How come? Wait a minute. Wasn't there that country artist who said the N-word and he was basically
Christopher
hanged?
Wallen?
Yeah, something Wallen.
Yeah. Morgan Wallen. Morgan Wallen.
This guy's defending him, saying a thing, and he said a bad word. Wow. He's a white guy who said the N-word, but that's okay.
Yeah. And this is what they were talking about last summer, that these, now you and I are supposed to believe that these were simply nothing more than peaceful protests. Lighting things on fire, lighting a trailer on fire and putting it up as a barricade so that the cops couldn't get through, putting a fire in the trash can. These were all simply peaceful protests by some misunderstood individuals who were just trying to get their point across.
And by the way, Mr. Rosenbaum was a convicted sex offender of minors.
He spent 10 years in an Arizona prison before being a convicted sex offender of a minor. His fiance. He had a fiance even though he was homeless. Now, this is not passing judgment upon this man for that. He was homeless in 2019, had a fiance, and she said that he was taking medication for being bipolar.
Well, and the other thing, too, which this guy, of course he's not going to bring it up, but this guy had verbally threatened Kyle Rittenhouse, saying if he catches him alone, he's going to kill him.
Right.
So.
Right. And I don't know if he was the first man. I think the first man was Anthony Huber, the 26-year-old guy. He was the one that came after Kyle with the skateboard and hit him in the head with the skateboard. And Kyle did everything he could to get away from the situation. He kept trying to away from the situation. I heard today, I don't know if they're going to call it a mistrial, that they had a drone that had a clearer view of what's going on, that Kyle actually approached them first, or I don't know what it was, but they're going to try and claim it's a mistrial. Yeah. But Huber came after him first with the skateboard. He diffused that. Joseph Rosenbaum came at him. Bipolar, medication, pedophile by all intents and purposes. And the fact that he was lighting things on fire and putting up barricades to block the police and things of that nature, these are all just part of the peaceful protests that the reporter said in the foreground while things were burning in the background that they wanted you to believe.
Yeah, but regardless of anything that guy did, of course, none of those reasons are reason to shoot him. But the fact that he reached for the gun and then it becomes self-defense.
Yeah, but that's the next clip.
I know, that's coming up with
we're going to show you is how these guys are portrayed as heroes.
We've had several police officers testify that in an active shooter situation, their first instinct, their first training is to go in and stop the threat. They don't sit there and wonder, well, maybe it was self-defense. I don't know. I'm going to, wait and see. And every day we read about heroes that stop active shooters. That's what was going on here. And that crowd was right. And that crowd was full of heroes.
All those heroes burning things and turning over cars. A lot of heroes out there.
And I go back to our opening statement that we made. When Kyle gets off, and I wholeheartedly believe that he's going to get off, do you think Kenosha's going to burn again?
Yeah. Maybe, I don't know. But the only reason it may not is because he didn't shoot any black people.
Right.
I mean, if that was the case,
it'd be burning right now.
It would be, yeah. But like you said, they were black adjacent or black allied or whatever they want to call these thugs, and all three of them that were shot. And again, it still doesn't matter. They could all be convicted felons. He had no right to shoot him if it wasn't self-defense, but it's self-defense. But all these three guys, they weren't heroes. They all had rap sheets. They were all there to do no good. When Kyle was there to try to protect a car lot from getting vandalized, which it ended up burning anyway.
Right.
So anyway, now the assistant guy, this guy's even better.
Assistant DA, he basically says that Kyle had no right whatsoever to defend himself in that situation.
Clearly, if there is provocation, he's guilty. But even outside of provocation, why do you get to immediately just start shooting? As Mr. Binger said, he brought a gun to a fist fight. And he was too cowardly to use his own fist to fight his way out.
Excuse me, buddy. Roly-poly man? Sorry, that was wrong. The one guy pointed a gun at him.
Yes.
Let's not forget that. And one guy was beating him over the head with a skateboard, which is a weapon. And then the other guy grabbed for his gun.
Yes.
He wasn't... This guy makes it sound like he was there, and the other guy too, like he's an active shooter. He didn't go there and shoot anybody until people started attacking him.
Well, it's like those movies when you see the protagonist and the antagonist facing off, and then the protagonist says, okay, put your gun down and fight me like a man, fist to fist. That works great in the movies. But if you're gonna strike someone in the head with a skateboard, or you're gonna try and extract the gun from someone, your bare hands, you have to do this by any means necessary.
And by the way, all the people that did come out and punch him, he didn't shoot. So he didn't shoot people that were punching him. He shot somebody who grabbed for his gun, he shot somebody who pointed a gun at them, and he shot somebody who kept hitting him in the head with a skateboard. Yeah. So all those people were either going for a weapon or had a weapon.
It's crazy. Crazy. All right, let's get to this last clip. I think it's the defense attorney with his closing remarks.
This is a political case. We can take politics out of it as in Democrat and Republican, but the district attorney's office is marching forward with this case because they need somebody to be responsible. They need somebody to put and say, we did it. He's the person who brought terror to Kenosha. Kyle Rittenhouse is not that individual. The rioters, the demonstrators who turned into rioters, those are the individuals who bring us forth.
So Ben Shapiro made a good point. This should have never even gone to trial.
No.
Should have never gone to trial. It was just a clear case of self-defense. But what we're doing, and we've seen this now for the last couple of years, is trial by mob rule. That these DA's offices are getting pressured by the general mob out there that they go ahead and they start making cases that shouldn't have been brought.
Right.
What was the other one? The say her name one with the cops. Brian.
Breonna Taylor.
Breonna Taylor. Yeah. I mean, that was a raid. Yeah. You know, and horrible things happen, and it's horrible that she got shot. But she was in there with somebody who was a drug dealer who had weapons.
Yeah. This takes me back to 95. Not similar, but we all, if you do remember, you're old enough, the O.J. Simpson trial. And it's like, that jury was almost punked into making that decision. It's like, everyone in that courtroom, the dog, you know, the gloves, the shoes he was wearing, Al Collins, O.J. killed everyone in that house, but the court was like, we have to give the people something. And what was so sad, and that's what really resonated with me back in 95, where I realized it wasn't about right or wrong. It was about getting, okay, you won these last two, now we have to win these next two. And it wasn't about the court system doing what the court system was designed to do.
Because it followed the Rodney King, so they had to.
Right.
Yeah. So, yeah, and it's funny because usually leftists stand up for the little guy. O.J. Simpson was a millionaire, so they weren't standing up for the middle. It was strictly, and this is when I started listening to Larry Elder. That's when he showed the hypocrisy, how it was just literally a black or white issue. It was O.J., if you were black at that time, O.J. was innocent.
Yeah.
And if you were a white liberal, O.J. was innocent. But not even everybody.
And I thought, okay, murder's wrong.
Yeah.
Murder's wrong, regardless of who's doing it, whatever your gender is, whatever your color is. If you murder someone, it's wrong. But then that case in 95 said, it may not be wrong.
Yeah. If the gloves don't fit, you must have quit.
You must have quit. All right. By the time we release this on Thursday the 17th, I don't think we're gonna get the verdict until next week, right?
I don't know. They went and they couldn't come up with a decision again. So it may be a mistrial because it may be a hung jury, and then the prosecutor has to decide if he wants to reopen the case.
Right.
I mean, if he's smart, the DA says, no, we don't have a case.
Right.
And because it's just obvious. Every tactic they used, and maybe they'll have a better lawyer. They'll move somewhere, get a better prosecutor. But I don't think it's going to matter. I think that the evidence is just too in favor of Kyle Rittenhouse, and the video. I mean, it's in this day and age with OJ, we couldn't see it. We just saw the evidence, and the evidence pretty mounted up against him. This, though, everybody saw it live. We saw this kid getting attacked. We saw him get tackled to the ground. We saw a guy lift a gun and try to shoot him. So, I mean, it's pretty hard for the prosecution to win this.
Yeah. What do you guys think? Leave in the comment section what you think about this whole trial. Is it a farce? Is it legit? What do you guys going to think is going to happen in the aftermath if Kyle Rittenhouse is acquitted? I think we both know what's going to happen there.
I'm glad we don't live in Kenosha.
I know. All right, on to comment.
Yeah, let's do a comment. While he's getting that comment, next time I want to do mandates. Are they constitutional? Should the government mandate it? There's a great win for the Daily Wire and for all of us.
Yes.
If they got an injunction against against OSHA, so OSHA is not going to be enforcing that as of now. Things can change, but thank goodness, because it's ridiculous that they're supposed to tell us how we're supposed to protect ourselves.
Yes. I put that, if you guys don't know this, we have an Instagram thing. So I posted that on our Instagram earlier today. So follow us on Instagram, follow us on Facebook, follow us on Rumble, TikTok. Did I leave anything out? We're on everything.
Nope.
Yeah. All right.
Go to Zazzle, Teespring, and
Zazzle. Yeah, get those mugs. The mugs are nice.
Patriot Supply.
Yes. Oh my goodness, we're just pimping everything here.
That's right.
I got my new Let's Go Brandon t-shirt here.
You better thank her, right?
And I want to get a little mug here. One of our subscribers, very nice gal, she sent me a red one and a gray one along with this mug that says, "I will not comply." Maggie, thank you very much. If you're watching out there,
thanks for mine, Maggie.
That's right. I answer the comments, Maggie, so you sent it to the right person. But our comment here is from
I look okay in gray, so should Cedric give me the gray one?
No, he should not.
Wow.
You're always calling me fat, so you wouldn't fit me anyway. A long time ago, we did a review video about a video called "What Are White People Superior At?" And this goes hand in hand with what we talked about. It's from Potato Woman. And she said, "I just want to mention the word, quote, race baiting, unquote, has come up in my mind a few times since I watched this video. I had never heard that term before. I think we need our own politically correct terms to beat them at their own game. Not to instigate fights, but more of a defense to their offensiveness. quote, "You're just a white supremacist," end quote. Quit race baiting. I'm not falling for it. Boom. End of discussion. Mic dropped. Potato Woman, I can say this. Anytime someone calls you a racist, that's just a thing to try and get you to be quiet and to just be subservient to them. And you're exactly right. You have every right to call them an idiot, a jerk. You can call them an a-hole. Unless they have some valid proof as to why you are a racist, then don't stand for it.
Yeah, they don't. That's the reason they use the term. Yeah. If they can't win an argument, racist, that's it.
Yeah, that's the go-to.
Yep.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It's kind of like when I was little, it was like the whole yo mama jokes. I was like, I ran out in, well, you probably didn't do that growing up in a beach community.
I guess I'm too young.
And in the urban communities, it's like you ran out in, so it's like,
I knew about the yo mamas, yes.
Okay. You said it wrong.
I wasn't that sheltered. I didn't go to the barbershop and talk about it.
No, you did not. No, you did not. All right, you guys. Thanks for joining us. We're creeping up on 20,000 views. Make sure you share. Subscribers. Wow. Imagine 20,000 views.
God, a lot more than 20,000 views. Yeah, Thank you.
20,000 subscribers. But make sure you like, subscribe, ring that bell, and share our channel with everyone you know. And please continue being good to each other, no matter what your color or what your gender is. Until next time, I'm the Great Negro, Cedric.
And I'm Brian. See you later.